Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Women rate a man's entire package. And there's a pun in there too, but and I'm gonna get to that. Because they be looking at that package. But when I say package, I'm saying the entire thing. Because they started this week, talking about that looks thing. I'm seeing too many guys. They either focus on just the looks or they focus on the height. And those are factors. Let's just be real. Those are factors. We can't get past it. But they not the only factors, and that's what I've continually preach. Because even just off of, I talked about social class, subculture, and then how they, filter a man, his looks. What social class, what subculture does he look like he's in, right? So that's the thing. But if you on a general thing, they don't just look at a man's face. See, some guys want to think that, right? Some guys want to think that for reasons. Well, you know what? They probably don't have any style, and they don't have any drip. They don't have any drip. They don't have a clothing style, and their bodies don't stand out. So they want to think, oh, it's just the face. Well, no, women pay attention to the face, of course. But then they looking at other stuff. They looking at that hairstyle. They looking to see if the guy got a beard. That's why beard game is so big. They looking, they smelling the guy. They need to smell him. They need to, when they up on him, they's like, does he smell good? That's why sometimes women will look at a picture and the guy look good in the picture. They're like, I bet he smell good. And trust me, when they get up on a man, that's why hygiene is very important. That's why hygiene is very important, or, what type of scent you use. And then style, they looking at everything. And I've done videos about that before. They will look at a man up and down, even their man's shoes. Because they looking at his style. They trying to get an idea. They trying to get an idea about his social status and even his money by how he dress. Like I said, I know some people say, well, it's just money. No, it plays a part. Understand something. Let me just say this real quick. People have a point about looks. So that whole looks don't matter thing is not an issue. Because they do matter. I will argue that with anybody, even another dating coach. I will simply say it's just one of the factors. And what happens is women will look at their entire package. They will look at how he cutting his hair and stuff. Try to get it. They would, because one of the first things they're gonna say, okay, he look good. Okay, yeah, okay. They try to ascertain his level of intelligence, his personality, and everything, just off of his look. They'll look at the style of clothes he have. Is he wearing some clothes that look like he shop at maybe a more high class mall, or he look like he got some clothes look like he got them from like the local swap meet or flea market or something. Which gives an idea about his social class. Yes, they are looking at his height, but they looking at his real package. They looking at his real package, because let's be real. Part of what they looking for is like, could they hang out with this guy and stuff socially? But a big part is the sex thing. That's why women like gray sweatpants. They love gray sweatpants. Reason why? They can see the print. They can see the print. So they looking at that. That's why you get some guys, they might look average, but women look down and dude got an 8-inch print. That means, think about it, 8-inch print. Shit, they might be like, yeah, he look alright, but damn. Seriously. Anybody who's been seriously checked out by a woman will say she looked at his face and then looked down. They looking at the shoes. I'm going to tell you what, women they'll look at a man's hands and feet to get an idea about his print and his height. They looking at him, look like, can he dominate them in a bedroom? Can his height and weight dominate? And that's another thing. Like I said, the body game ain't some one universal thing. You get some woman who want that big old dude who can lay on that clit, put some pressure on that clit, dominate her, they'll get with it. But it depends on the woman, It's like they rating that, and they rating it according to who they would want to deal with socially and sexually. Like, you get some women, as much as I talk body game and stuff, that's why I say just get your best body. There's some women, they'll get a guy with a little bit extra body fat on him or something, and this is what they'll say. This is what they'll say. They say, you know what? They like to eat. They want to go out. They don't want to go out with somebody who don't want to throw down it at a restaurant or something like that, or don't want to eat their food. Seriously, they'll look at stuff like that, and then and it depends. Like some women, they actually, I've known several very attractive women say they like a little bit extra gut on a guy. They like a little bit extra to play with because they'll say, you know what, he nice and cuddly. Because I remember when there was one of those thirst sites on IG. They had a picture of this one guy who had a dad, like they showed the stomach of this guy who had basically a slight dad bod. It wasn't too far out there, but it poked out more. And the other ones had these perfect abs. And the women kept saying they liked the one with the slight dad bod. And they say it specifically because the other ones look too hard. They want somebody to cuddle with. Indeed, wintertime is known as cuffing season. That's why a lot of big guys get supply during the winter because the women know if they hugged up with them, they're going to be kept nice and warm. But that's a factor they looking at. A lot of women are looking at. So they look at the whole package. They looking at the teeth. They looking at everything. See, some guys are just thinking they just looking at one part. That tells me the guys don't have real experience with women. And two, they probably don't hook up with anybody themselves. And they thinking they from the outside looking in, but you start talking with, man, please. They checking everything. They checking hand size. I remember I was on the phone with a woman I hadn't met in person. I just told her, I always got to get extra large gloves. And she was like, oh, really? And I remember one time I said on a video, I said, yeah, my shoe size is size 12. A couple women got in the comments. They were like, size 12? Because, there's that feeling. You got big hands, big feet. You got a big dick. So it's like they be looking at that. And, yeah, they do be looking. Let's be real, fellas. They do be looking at a print. That's why you get some of these dudes and you got that ugly, sexy player. Because I've talked a few times about, some women being with an ugly guy. And they say, nah, Rom, no way, no way. Trust me in those cases. Two things getting the women. If a dude's ugly and she with him, I guarantee she like his body and she liking his dick. People say, let's just be real. Now, he might have just that much charisma, but trust me, he got that physicality that they want. And trust me, if a woman have a choice, you give any woman a choice. You give any woman a choice between, like, which guy, if they had you put a gun to their head and say, okay, which one you going to choose? Are you going to choose this guy that looks real good to everybody, who, he looks real good to everybody, socially and everything, but he lousy in the bedroom. He a minute man. He don't know how to make you holler. Or this guy who look all right or even a little below average, but he have you screaming, giving you multiple orgasms, having you hopping up and down and stuff, take you against the wall, shoot, have the woman wet in the bed. You ask a woman that shit, and they'll say, they would like maybe that guy who looks socially good, but if they just gotta take that other guy, they'll just say, all right, they'll see what they can do with it. That's why you see those women, they smiling and stuff. You be like, how you get her? Yeah, I tell people, it's like you probably rock the world. And that's something else too, man. That's something, you know what? I might do that the next video. I'm gonna talk about that the next video. Women want that guy to look like he gonna turn them out. All right? But I'll do that the next video. Anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. I want y'all to think about that, all right? And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.